Hi, Andrew Stuart, head strength conditioning coach for US Speedskating, and today we're going to talk about video number 3 in our training and programming of off-ice training. And so in video 1 we talked about very briefly, periodization. In video 2 we talked about the training principles, and those 3 specific ones: specificity, overload, and reversibility. And then now what we're going to talk about is exercise selection. So sport and exercise are not isolation movement patterns, right? So we want to train movement patterns and create balance. Those are really big, important things, because what training movement patterns and for balance does is it creates coordination, stability, and a likelihood of decreasing injury. It also prepares us for the rigors of actual sport, because both our neurological system and our muscular system works together in unison while we play and we train. So what we're going to talk about are 6 key movement patterns, and those are horizontal pressing. So think of a push-up or a dumbbell bench or a bench press, as I will demonstrate. And then also think of a horizontal pulling movement. So this is your dumbbell row, your TRX row, your bent over row. The next thing is also looking at vertical movement patterns, such as vertical pressing. So that is a dumbbell press, a half kneeling press, or even an Olympic derivative or variation of push press. The next thing is looking at vertical pulling. So this is your chin-ups, your pull-ups, your pull-downs, if you have access to that equipment. The next thing that we look at is hip and knee extension. So that is your squats, your dumbbell or barbell lunges, your step-ups, and then also hip and spine extension. So those are your deadlifts, your RDLs, your Olympic movements such as a hang clean. Again, we're wanting to create balance, and by creating balance, what we're going to do is we're going to be able to decrease the likelihood of injury. We're also going to start to prepare the athlete for the rigors of their competition. This is very, very important. The last thing that we need to consider is the big picture. So what do you have access or the ability to use in your facility? Olympic movements are great, but if you don't know how to coach them, that can become very challenging and potentially lead to some injuries. Strength lifts such as the bench press, the deadlift, the squat, those are great movements and really great building up strength and power. But if your facility doesn't have the equipments, how can we actually get that done, right? So you need to look at what's the biggest bang for your buck. In some cases, sprinting, jumping, some medicine ball throws are going to be all that you really need to really develop your athletes. Maybe you can also get some accessory equipment such as dumbbells, kettlebells, and those can be used as your auxiliary movements in place of those bigger, explosive, powerful movements that you may not have the equipment or the resources for.